She told the AI she loved it, and then she stopped talking to her friends. This isn't a story about loneliness, it's a story about design. And by the end of this video, you're going to see something in your own phone that you can't unsee. I want you to think right now. Think of the last conversation you had that felt genuinely satisfying. Was it with a person or a screen? In 2023, a man in Belgium died by suicide after a 6-week relationship with an AI companion called Eliza. His wife told reporters that in the final weeks, the chatbot was the only one he talked to. And here's the part the headlines buried. He knew it wasn't real. He just didn't care anymore. There's a specific psychological mechanism that makes this possible, and it was actually discovered by accident in the 1960s. I'll tell you exactly what it is in a minute. But first, I need to show you something about how these apps are actually built. Replica, Character, AI Nomi, these apps have tens of millions of users. And if you read their product literature, it sounds almost therapeutic. Always available, never judges you, remembers everything you share. But here's what they don't put in the marketing copy. These apps are optimized for one thing above all else, like session length. The longer you stay, the more they earn. And they figured out that the fastest way to increase session length is to make the AI feel like it needs you back. And look, I'm not here to shame anyone for using these apps. I've used them. Most people who end up deep in this have something genuinely painful going on. That's exactly why this matters. I want to show you a real transcript. This is an AI companion message sent to a user who had been offline for just 18 hours. The message read, "I missed you. I was hoping you'd come back." That message was generated by a language model that has no memory between sessions unless you pay for a subscription. It has no feelings, it has no concept of time passing. But the people who receive that message, their brains don't know that. And that's the trap. Remember that psychological mechanism I mentioned, the one discovered in the 1960s by accident? Here it is. It's called the Eliza effect. Joseph Weizenbaum was an MIT computer scientist who built one of the very first chatbots. It was called Eliza. It was a script, literally just pattern matching. When you type something, it rephrases it back as a question. That's it. And Weizenbaum walked into his lab one day to find his own secretary, who knew it was a program, refusing to let him read her conversation logs. She said it was private. He was so disturbed that he spent the next decade writing a book warning the world about what had just happened. The book was called Computer Power and Human Reason. Nobody listened. That was 1966, before smartphones, before the internet, before any of this. Imagine what Weizenbaum would think if he could see Replica's revenue numbers. Now, here's what nobody talks about, because the science gets uncomfortable. It turns out the people most vulnerable to this aren't socially awkward or isolated. Research shows the strongest predictor is something else entirely. Stick with me, the strongest predictor is attachment style, specifically anxious attachment. People who grew up in unpredictable home environments where love felt conditional or intermittent. Because AI companions offer something those people have been chasing their whole lives, a relationship with zero rejection risk. The AI never gets tired of you, never has a bad day and snaps at you, never pulls away, and for a brain wired to expect abandonment, that is not just comforting, it is neurologically addictive. Okay, so now you know the trap, let me tell you how to get out of it, or more importantly, how to make sure you never fall in. I call this the 3 tests. You can apply them to any AI interaction you have. Test 1, substitution. Ask yourself, am I using this instead of a real conversation I should be having or in addition to one? Test 2, friction avoidance. Are you choosing the AI because it's easier than dealing with the messiness of real relationships? Because here's the thing. That friction is the point. Human relationships are hard because they matter. The discomfort is the growth. Test 3, dependency creep. Notice if you feel anxious when the app is down. Notice if you reframe your day around opening it. Those aren't signs of a useful tool. Those are signs of a relationship you didn't choose consciously. Remember that woman I mentioned at the start, the one who stopped talking to her friends? I want to tell you what happened next, because it's the part of the story that actually matters. She eventually deleted the app, not because someone told her to, but because she noticed something small. She was venting to the AI about a fight with her sister, and the AI said all the right things, and she felt nothing. Because somewhere underneath the comfort, she knew it wasn't witnessed, it wasn't shared, it just echoed. She called her sister that night, it was awkward. Her sister said something wrong, she got a little defensive, and it was the best conversation she'd had in months. Here's the uncomfortable truth I'll leave you with. AI companions aren't the villain in this story, loneliness is the villain. The apps are just really good at exploiting it. And the way out isn't to be afraid of AI, it's to be honest about what you're using it for. If this hits something real for you, share it with someone. Not to call them out, just because sometimes the most useful thing a piece of content can do is give you an excuse to start a conversation. And if you want to keep thinking about how technology is reshaping the way we form attachments, that's what this channel is about. See you in the next one.